Recording started. I think we can start now. So, first thing first, Assalamualaikum. Good morning and good day to everybody in this room. So we
Is it? We can't hear you. Yeah, now we can hear you.
how
Okay.
about now? Okay. All right. Okay. I think I start back lah. Okay. All right. So, Assalamualaikum. Good morning and good day to everybody in this room. So we are on.
Is it? You're also breaking out. I'm not so sure whether it's on my side because we can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear Izzy also.
Okay. Tak dengar Okay.
So, pardon me. I think my internet here is acting up as well. How about now?
Okay. Yeah, now
It's
it's
okay,
good.
right? Okay.
Yeah, now it's
It's
good.
something. Okay. All right. So, for your information, our program today is specifically focusing on improving our university graduates before they enter the industry. And for this program, we have invited two speakers. And with this, let me bid a sincerest welcome to Architect Ahmad Farid Abdul Ghaffar, who is the principal architect for Farid Ghaffar Architect, and Architect Rushdina binti Ismail, who is the principal architect for Rushdina Architect, and one of the directors in ZKI Architects Indian Berhad. Not to forget the audience present here today, which I believe not only from Malaysia, but also other countries across the globe as well. So we are honored to have you all here with us, and thank you for joining our international program for upskilling professional graduates. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Isaac. I'm from University Technology Malaysia, and I'll be responsible for hosting the session today, and of course for keeping the time and to monitor any questions coming from the audience throughout the session. And together with me in this room, we have Director for Architecture Program, University Technology Malaysia, Associate Professor Dr. Eddie Sabrina. And of course, before we begin with the talk from our honorable speakers, allow me to invite the Director of Architecture Program, University Technology Malaysia, to give a welcoming remark to our program today. Please welcome Dr. Eddie Sabrina Ismail, and the room is yours.
Okay, thank you so much to the moderator, Dr. Isaac Ismail. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and welcome and selamat datang. Namaste to all. And firstly, to both of our honorable guests, Architect Farid Abdul Ghaffar, who is the PEM Southern Chapter President and the Principal Architect of Farid Ghaffar Architect, to Architect Rushdina Ismail, the Principal Architect from Rushdina Architect, and to all dear participants for today's event from Malaysia and also from the other parts of the world, India and Indonesia, and including a lot of participants from all universities in Malaysia. Thank you so much for attending today's event organized by the UTM Architecture Program, Faculty of Built Environment and Surveying in collaboration with UTM Career Center. So as the director of the UTM Architecture Program, actually I feel very deeply grateful to have these two excellent, prominent and successful speakers. And both of them actually had made significant contributions to the Malaysian built environment landscape and are actively involved in propagating and promoting architecture education in Malaysia to produce architects as nation leaders. So today's webinar, I hope, will be an eye-opener to all, because in Malaysia, there are many loopholes within the Malaysian architecture education system, from the aspects of producing quality and quantity of architect graduates who need the industry support to improve the situation. So it is hoped that the sharing of the program today will provide beneficial knowledge for the future graduates to become resilient, progressive thinkers and change maker graduates who are actually equipped with core work related skills that can relate well with the community, aware of cultural differences and actively involved in civic engagement. So in this sense, we are looking forward to have a graduate with value infused future proof talents that is outstanding when they venture into the job market. So I hope that based on today's webinar talk, we hope to produce a good, creative, innovative, adaptive graduate that possess good leadership skills and responsive to social issues. And alternatively, in other words, to be a graduate who can practice theories learned to solve community issues and problems towards the formation of a Shumul-built environment. So, dear all participants, please go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good. So, therefore, I once again congratulate everyone, especially our speakers and the participants, on making this event a success. And I wish everyone the very best. So, thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, I pass it back to you, the moderator, Dr. Isaac. Thank you so much.
Waalaikumsalam, and thank you very much, Dr. Alice, for the welcoming remark. Just a short reminder for the viewers of this lecture series. My colleague will attach the link to the attendance form in the chat box section to the bottom right corner of the WebEx window. And please be noted to fill in the required details along with your email to get your e-certificate for your attendance in this program. Also need to be noted to the speakers that the time allocated for our program today is basically 40 minutes each for each speaker, and followed by Q&A session with our speakers today roughly at around 11:30 a.m. And therefore, the audience are free to ask their queries in the chat box at the bottom right corner throughout the session and direct their question to our speakers. All the questions will be attended during the Q&A session, depending on the time available. So we shall start with our first presenter. First thing first, a little bit about introduction to our first speaker in this morning, Architect Ahmad Farid. He graduated in Bachelor of Science in Architecture in 1991 and right away got his Master's in Architecture in 1993 from University of Michigan, United States, and subsequently worked for 2 years in an architectural office in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He continued adding his work experience in Kuala Lumpur and Johor Bahru until he was able to develop his own alternative ideas of adding values into conventional architectural consultancy practice, ACS, by having digital knowledge, of which he coined the term gig economy, and merged with architectural practice in Malaysia. So without further ado, I shall welcome our honorable speaker today, Architect Ahmad Farid bin Abdul Ghaffar from Farid Ghaffar Architect, with this lecture titled Utify 2 Gig Architecture at Creating Value-Added Skills. Architect Ahmad Farid, if you're ready, please welcome, and the room is yours.
Okay, all right. Terima kasih, moderator, Dr. Aziz Ififi, is it? Ismail. Very awkward name. very creative
Susah nak
name.
pronounce actually.
So I hope I will start today. I thought women first today, so I become the first speaker. So so I try to make it not a webinar talks. I would like to make it like a session, like a sharing session from an senior architects to very junior, soon to become an architect. So I think I would like to thank you, Associate Professor Dr. Elie Sabrina Ismail, for your invitation. Then I think also my fellow speaker, Rushdina, and then participants from Malaysia, Indonesia, and India. I think before I start, I think because this is quite a provoking ideas, so I have to make a simple disclaimer first, yeah? That would be, I will read from the text. Idea presented in this talk are based on my personal journey towards youthifying and transformation my own firm to be relevant in an innovative economy. The passion to rebrand started since 2016 and still pursuing towards value-adding conventional architectural consultancy practice, short form ACS, with digital transformation. It is my hope by sharing our transformation journey for many years, architecture graduates shall be able to draw inspiration in charting your own career amidst this economic challenging time. On a personal basis, I have swum across of many economic recessions, such as commodity shock in 1985. I think maybe some of you were not born yet. As a student, actually, I started as a student when the Malaysian economy actually dropped. So we were wondering whether should we go or should we just become something else. So, that was in 1995, 1986. on my way to study at University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, USA. And while working there, I also facing another recession. We call it crisis. Loan and saving crisis in States, 1990, 1991. And then while I'm working there in Ann Arbor, and then I think when I come back, I face another recession in 97, 98, which is an Asian financial crisis. So I think India, Indonesia, and Malaysia badly affected too. And then I started out with my firm after that, another crisis, 2008, 2009, and then recently the most severe, in my opinion, COVID-19 crisis, 2020 and still counting. So I think that's today. I'll be sharing of what how to actually be confident of whatever crisis you are in. There are still opportunity available. Okay, so now the introduction slide, please.
Okay.
All right, can you see?
Yes, we can.
All right, okay. So the title is Justify to Giga. I think Justify is a branding term. Basically talk about youth in Malaysia. I think recently with our political in Johor also, I think a lot of talks about youth power. So basically this is nothing to do with political, it's in architecture. So Giga is actually a movement, a platform that I have been promoting since 2020. We have actually started it in 2016 in our own firm, where we design our firm different from a normal structure to be relevant to the technology. Next. So this is our firm. We grew a lot in 2020, which is surprisingly, when the economy is down, we actually grew by 15 numbers. So we are actually now 42. So I think the reason for this photo is actually to illustrate the Justify in my setup. We actually really embrace the idea from the youth to be different. 90% of our staff are actually below 30. So imagine having an architecture practice with with 90% youth. There's a secret to it. Later I will share with you. And next. So our organization, if you look carefully, there is a bottom right, information IT unit. There are not IT unit that you always think of buying computers, setting up servers. These are actually an innovative section. These are the driver of our Giga actually. So then in this year, we institute them to be a full-fledged company. They are actually doing architecture, even though their title are basically IT. So they are actually architects. These are all young architects. You look at the face. This is real-time face, headed by one of our associates, one of our partners actually, Afi, a graduate of UK, age of 30, received his AR last year in 2020. Actually, sorry, in 2020, not 2021. Next. So these are the driver of this speech. So basically, when I mention about youth, in our company, Justify, we define it as a group of passionate young architects, young assistant architects, designers. So please, be passionate. This is the key motivator of our company to do whatever we are doing. I think keep it that way. Next. And be creative. This is very important. I think I have seen in a few UTM crit session, which I think is actually UTM is moving to a right direction to me in a new world, new normal world. So I think that's a good sign that coming out from UTM program. Do believe in your creativity in your work. This is very important. We actually promote think outside the box. It's easier said than done, but I'm actually totally surprised with the new generation in the form of thinking out of the box. A lot of ideas that coming out from our firm are actually very, very outside the box. Sometimes popular among our clients, sometimes sometimes it's acceptable. So I think that's just keep think out of the box. Next. Okay, this is the knowledge that I think this is the youth knowledge. When you study, you have to really actually ensure that a lot of knowledge, you gather a lot of knowledge in whatever you believe in your architecture. So I think this intern that actually will assist you for those who are interested in digital architecture practice. You have to actually be very on top of your knowledge base because it is really a key to your future success. Next. This is the key to our Giga skills. So as much as you can, because when you are in school, you are able to access a lot of technologies, a lot of knowledge. So I think you have to brand your skill accordingly. So I think don't follow the masses, don't follow the majority, but it has to be your own skills that you are trying to promote for your career development. Next. This is from my opinion when I was in school. So we are actually in our own boxes. This is in my term is a conventional thinking. Nowadays, of course, relates to outside the box, but each will have their own value in a good sense, the advantage of it. However, the box need to be break once a while to adjust with the situation. Just like now, COVID-19, a lot of people struggling, a lot of firms struggling. I think because we are very comfort with our own boxes. So then I think when the environment change, we are not resilient enough to be adaptive. Next. Okay, so that's what we in our firm we define the use define. So I think many of you are at the juncture of crossing over. So I think before you jumping to the other side of the world, so I think I notice a lot of younger generation. I think you are actually unaware or not prepared enough to be, to know what is actually happening on the other side of the other side of the world. So I think practicing now is very dynamic. They change quite a lot. Some disappear, some moving forward, some continue to do the conventional way. So there are many options. So I think you have to actually suit all those justify skills that I have advantages that I have listed before, and then you'll be able to find the one that match you're searching for your career development. Next. Okay, so what is actually happening now? When we heard, we actually to be honest with you, we have been hiring since 2020. We just add 2 members today. Today actually Monday. So I think but the situation in the market, the architecture practice is another environment. I mean, a lot of you will probably hear a lot of company suffering, a lot of money cannot move, a lot of money cannot get payments, all these are project hold. So I think there are so many news outside the world. So but I think I would define what happening now is actually a catch-22 situation. Those who actually have a chance to look at this is actually from a movie. So if you read from the excerpt there, it's actually it's very interesting situation. Some people might call it difficult situation. I would say it is an interesting solution, interesting time. So I will explain to you why is it interesting. Next. Okay, first I think I take an example from a Muslim faith. If you are Muslim, you definitely have to believe in this. Every difficulties is definitely there is a hikmah. there's an opportunity. World cannot stop. Our world cannot stop just because of COVID. So there are actually you have to for Muslims this is a word from God. So you have to believe it. So I will explain to you also in the next slide. Okay, so what happened actually? Can we go back to the? Let me go back. So what is actually happening with the Catch-22? Catch-22 is a situation where both student and architecture consultancy practice actually we are actually crisscrossing each other, meaning that in this abnormal time, being a dynamic industry, there is where there were overqualified skills and stagnant role created a mismatch in the industry. So you are not alone in this. The mismatch is actually because of, if you look at the ACP side of the story, actually there is a changing roles for practicing architects. We actually now have a lot of, we have to practice differently. You submit online drawings, you submit. So actually, the practice has changed quite a lot. So I think a lot of ACPs actually get caught in that. So they cannot grow out of that technology requirement. That the world has changed. So I think simply because of the non-adaptation, they are facing dilemma. Initially, we're facing the same solution when I had a session with all the youth in my company. So we come up with a plan in 2016 for our 5-year plan of how to move. So actually it's about ACP. ACP means architecture consultation practice. Another word is, we call it firm. Architect firm actually has their role changed. There is a transformation and innovation in this abnormal time. So I think for being non-flexible, I think you get a lot of a firm get caught in this situation. So hence, they cannot grow, they cannot hire more people. So I think they just maintain or reduce their size accordingly in the COVID-19 time. So I think that is what happening for the architectural firm. For graduates, I think this is different. I mean, when architect practice is in a stagnant role, graduates are actually more dynamic now. I think because you have a lot of value-added skill. You have actually, to be honest with you, from our experience, basically now student outpace and outgrows the industry, actually, the practice. That is my personal view, in this abnormal time. So I call it abnormal because I do not want to call it new normal, because I think it is in architecture practice, it is abnormal, especially in this situation where the students are not overqualified, quote unquote, because we have a lot of value-added skill that the industry, some like us, we actually welcome most of these kind of people. Some actually trying to get a conventional student, doing a conventional architecture. So I think what we need now is actually to balancing the imbalance. So basically, the SCP also need to grow to an abnormal practice, and then that way I think the student chances of being employed will be higher. So basically, I spoke to the other side of the spectrum, where I have a session with the Pertubuhan Architect Malaysia about addressing this imbalance. So hopefully this GIGA can actually address this imbalance in our architectural industry. So what the graduate needs is a new thinking. You have to invest on your value, new value, and specialized skill. You have to really invest in your skill, because now it's about skills. Knowledge over monetary. That is actually coming back to where in my time, we are actually more, our passion is actually to the knowledge of architecture. So we rarely talk about how much salary or how much allowances we will get when we work. We rarely, because I think that kind of spirit, that kind of passion actually has to be graduate new thinking. So paper qualification, credential, I think this actually being overtaken by specialized skills and knowledge. So as similar like I explained earlier in the UST5. So for example, in US, when I work there, there is no term of practical student, practical training. So basically we are on internship. So quote unquote is an apprenticeship mode where we actually apply to work in an established firm, because we want to be associated with established firm. Later, when we apply for the real job, we will be able, our chances of getting job are higher. So we really talk about how much they will pay in the internship. Some of my friends actually in 1994, actually they work for free for Horn Peterson and Fox office, big offices, just to be associated, just to be under the apprenticeship of a master architect. So I think that spirit of searching for values, searching for skills should be the new norm, the abnormal for the graduates now. Okay, so next. All right. So this is the Giga actually come up. Our Giga actually come up with the idea from this image. If you realize, 20 years ago or many years ago, when you go to a petrol station, your business is just doing filling petrol or gas in the US, we call it. So basically now, if you go to petrol station, you can actually do a lot of things. They are actually value added. You still call it Petronas, even though you buy McDonald's, you buy Subway, you buy KFC. So they are actually not killing each other. They are actually, I call it value adding each other. So hold on to that idea, the value added. So this has been an inspiration to our firm. So we actually emphasis on value added skills to actually enhance our main firm, our main establishment. So that's the inspiration that drive our Giga. Next. Okay, this is for those who actually look at Lembaga Architect, our Architect Act. You look at the Architect Act scale of minimum fee, SOMF scale of minimum fee. This is an act, Architect Act. So basically, the traditional practice, actually, we are divided into 5 phases. Each phases are actually assigned with a percentage of fee to our services. And I think the reason I give a red color to number 15, because most of the time people are spending, in my opinion, spending too much time on this 15%. So basically, your value, your skill that you are promoting for your career enhancement, actually it is a crowded pie. So everybody actually, rarely I see a student, except our last year when we recruiting from UITM, if there is a UITM student here, I noticed that they have actually tried to break that box, that 15% box. They can offer some knowledge in the 30% box, 25% box, 25% box, final completion. You can check. This is our, if you are taking part 3, basically this is the thing that you need to know. Schematic design, actually, like whatever you are doing in design studios, then design development, this is submission and working drawing, contract documentation for your tenders, contract implementation. Basically, this is your construction period, and then final completion is your defect. So there's 25. The worst still out of this, actually 25 and 5, where the architect, especially the graduate architect, actually has totally either have no knowledge of it or actually very uninterested in this section. So Giga is actually trying to balance out those 30, 25, 25, and 5 into a technology platform. So you have more time. Actually, these are tedious. You talk about a development in Malaysia will take about 5 years. Pre-construction, construction, and post-construction. In totalities, it is more than 48 months. So your design, unfortunately in Malaysia, every client actually requests you to do in 3 months or 6 months or less than 3 months or next week actually or yesterday. So basically those are the skills that everybody is harping on. And then I think if you like in my case, if you interview one, you see many of the similar thing. So basically, they are different in terms of presenting it. So basically, I mean, please, I think for the graduate architect, please look at the other box, because that is the skill that probably will give you an advantage to actually get a job or enhance your career actually. So, okay, gig architecture. Those are now we go to the core of it, gig architecture 101. So it's actually changing ways of working by applying gig concept mindset. So we are not actually gig. I mean, we are taking the advantage of gig economy. If you apply it to gig architecture, so there are some good pointers that you actually can learn from it. And actually, we did since 2016. We do the fortunate thing about it is, if you, in our case, our gig architecture, because they are value-added services. If I go back, these are called basic services in the Architect Act. So basic services, basically, it is a basic services. There are scope of services that define the fee that you get. However, on top of this, which everybody, including Part 3, including practicing architect, we rarely actually appreciate other type of services in the Architect Act, which is called supplementary services, project management services. So I think these are the things that Giga is actually exploring. And then from there, actually we apply to our practice. By doing that, actually we engage more people to do the value-added services. And because supplementary services are not defined by specific scale of minimum fee required by the Lembaga Architect, so I think we managed to actually define our fees as compared to a scale of minimum fee. Scale of minimum fee as a practice. The reason I say this because if the economy of architecture consultancy practice strong, we will be able to employ more. But if you crowded the conventional practice, then I think nowadays a lot of young architects open up a company. So actually the field is crowded. So value-added services are actually trying to break away from it and then offer additional value-added services to client while you are actually giving basic services to the client. So they are actually very healthy, very healthy. In my webinar before, I have proof at a schematic design that you take 15% fee from your basic architecture services. If you add value-added services, actually more than you are getting from your basic services. So you combine both, you are actually healthy in terms of the economy of your practice. So these are the sample of this what they call it, value-added services. Later I will explain to you what I mean by Giga 101. Basically, in US, when we say basic, we say 101. I mean, basically, so it's actually the world have changed to become an abnormal simply because there is no more job security in the market. That's I think all of you also realize that. I mean, even the existing staff. I mean, 2020, a lot of people still worried about whether they will stay as a staff or whether they will be salary cut or whether they are going to take leave. So all these are actually telling. It's a sign. It's a sign for future that job security, which we call it ironclad bowl, is actually disappearing soon. So you are actually whoever graduate during this COVID, you are actually is entering into a very abnormal situation. So if you understand what is the situation, you can adjust and you can actually offer of when you go for job interviews or opportunities, you actually can alter your value differently so that it is relevant to post-COVID situation. So I think everybody knows what is gig. So gig economy. I mean, everybody will think about Grab, everything. All this gig platform. What I'm referring to is not a gig platform in that sense. It's actually a very popular in states, which is called project-based gigs, where we hire specialists or or skilled professional to do certain type of jobs to actually complement the basic, the main job. So in here, in architect ed in Malaysia, we call it supplementary services with a specialized skill, basically really adding to the basic services that the architect consultancy practice is offering. So it is our GIGA, we call it, is actually a value-added architecture consultancy services via supplementary services. So the reason this come out in 2016, when we were actually presented, when we invest in our first drone. So we initially we took it drone as a hobby for our office, just take photos for our presentation. So we end up actually making money out of our drone in 2016 into a presentation to our project. So for example, when I say supplementary services, when you are in school, you are basically taught the basic services of the architecture. So I think maybe rarely talk about the supplementary. So you imagine there are a lot of supplementary services. The architects surrender this opportunity to other professional or to other industry. For example, we have our, we call it majlis penyerahan kunci. When your project successful, you basic client would engage an event management company to do the ceremony. So basically we do it ourselves. We offer to our client, as part of our services, we can do that ceremony from the point of view of architects rather than from a point of view of event management or marketing company. So we do also have e-digital showroom. When 2020 everybody cannot, we are in the lockdown, we actually very busy doing a lot of showroom to our client, e-showroom, because a lot of potential buyers are not able to travel and see the showroom. So we offered a lot of brochures, digital brochures, e-brochures, and a showroom. So I think maybe I quickly open up the slides so that the video, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about on this. All right, next, another example. This is actually to prove the value-added skills, and the interesting things. These are all actually prepared by year one students. Actually, just graduated students, so that we hired. So we give them the platform for them to test, and actually it can be done by UPSKILLING group. So basically, you can do a lot of good things if the practitioners like myself able to actually give you the opportunity. So I hope there are more and more practitioners that are doing like what we are doing for the benefit of our new incoming graduate student. Another example that actually the value-added skill, my point here is about our value-added skills that you acquire when you are in the universities that you can offer. Like myself, when I was in the state, I offered certain skills. I was very good at freehand at that particular time. So to make my chances of accepting in a good firm in the States. So I actually do a special branding for myself to show to them that my sketching skills. So I think similarly, when the digital comes now, I actually transfer that kind of passion to the youth group so that they be able to to enhance their skills. So another work that I've done by youth in our group is actually the e-showroom and e-brochure, which I think in any project that you are doing, especially housing, all these are actually the paradox is that the marketing company will take all your perspective, take all your works, and then they put it in their brochures, and then they are charging the client. You are actually getting 500, or you're getting a minimal amount of money for your creative work because they have to do brochures to sell their projects. So we say to our clients, why not we do it for you? Because this is our design, this is our creativity. So I think for a simple project, what I'm showing here is actually not a super project like in Kuala Lumpur. I'm practicing in Johor Bahru. I think we try to prove that this kind of value-added skills are able to actually translate to a very simple project. Just now that we show is actually a affordable housing project, which I think not a super bungalow or super condo. These are actually 100 to 150,000 houses. So they are actually clients that wanted to use digital, but they always thought this is for expensive projects. But actually, it can be done in even an affordable project. So architecture graduates. So I think I'm showing this actually because the one that are doing this in my office, they are youth like you. So they offered their services, they offered their passion that they can do this. So we give them the platform. Can we see the brochures, the showroom? Okay, so maybe we see when we do, we really have to rebrand the brochure in the COVID time. A combination of e-showroom, a combination of videos, a combination of traditional. So a lot of these are actually nowadays they are. I mean even my son playing with all these video games. Building game, showroom building game. I think you have, like I said earlier. The industry actually, the practice is actually stagnant in the sense that we are actually using the conventional practice, but yet the student are actually able to do all this. So I think this is where I'm talking about balancing the imbalance. So if we balance it, I think a lot more people will have opportunity to get jobs. Then a lot of practices can actually enhance their practice. With the new way of working. So. All right, so next. Okay, Giga, like I mentioned earlier, Giga is about the value-added skill. It is actually in line with Architect X. So I think hopefully you don't have to. For those who actually in the digital team, they are not. They are headed by AR, Afi, but most of them, 12 of them are actually architects, which is graduate architects. So I think I'm not saying you should not take your part 3. I'm saying about the abnormal time, surviving time, like I faced in the States last time in Malaysia. So there are actually certain ways, certain strategies for you, to offer your services to the architecture consultancy practice. So if you look at the latest trend by Malaysian and by international survey, finding a job today actually centered on 2 items. One is a work experience. So I think for those who actually graduate architect who have work experience, I think it will help you. But the point that I want to talk about is actually they say it's a specialized technical skills. So these are the 2 big component that enhance your opportunity to be engaged, to be hired. So I think please look at that, brand yourself, of what skills you can offer, because abnormal time require abnormal abnormal way of offering yourself. So Giga being a value added skill, actually they are on higher. What we are trying to do in 2020, I actually put a requirement for the staff to be on a higher value change, because if you just nowadays, if you do a normal perspective for a presentation for projects, I think clients, everybody look at it like a normal thing. So I think things are changes. So I think constantly actually look for a higher value in the value change of skill. You talk about BIM, you talk about Classic, you talk about even you talk about the popular 15% schematic designs phase. People are no more looking at the walkthrough. We are talking about metaverse. We are looking at even the competition done by Sam Darby late last month, which is actually won by young architects. In a metaverse situation, things are changing. All these are actually it actually coins to another point that Giga is trying to prove, is that we have to promote innovation and adaptation. Innovation, I think this is the center of our Giga, because if you talk about 15% of that services, these are all design, and then you have another 95% that you have to deal as a practice. So we need people on these boxes also. So if you talk about standardization, for earlier 2016 we ventured into the idea of industrial revolution, standardization of practice. You're talking about standardizing things like BIM. BIM is actually an example of standardization of your work. But then we realized with our capability that everybody is moving towards innovation. I illustrate to you an example of Nokia phone. Nokia is actually ventured into a industrialization. I'm talking about phone efficiency in phone. Then suddenly the world changed into an innovative economy. Everybody is doing smartphone. Nokia did not venture into a smartphone. Now you never hear Nokia smartphone. Talking about Apple, talking about this is what I'm trying to illustrate. Architecture industry eventually are going to be pressured in this manner also. So I realized that when I did the crits in UTM, thank God, UTM is actually promoting a lot of innovation among their students. So I think this is good. So this has to be for the youth. For the youth T5, you have to be exposed. You yourself have to innovate your skills. By doing that, when we do it earlier, a lot of people call us disruptive. Some call us creative destruction. So we just stick to our idea. So eventually we filter them. That's why I did not say a replacement of that architecture practice. It is a value added to the architecture practice. So basically, this is actually enhancing your conventional practice. So then another thing is that what we did in our office with the youth, we did not engage them as a staff, as a employee, because we create them as partners in Giga. So basically, we encourage a startup mentality in our digitalization. So each of them are actually as if they are venturing into their own company in way of working. So in doing that, they have each of the segment in our unit, digital unit in our team is actually we promoting a competitive advantage. So having your value added skill, you have to create a competitive advantage, just like when you start up your own company. So by that, meaning that they also receiving shares of whatever the fee coming up from the value added services Giga. So first and foremost in that, when I was traveling to Kelantan a couple of years ago, so I think this fellow was saying to me, in Kelantan, the mentality of the people are actually Kendiri. kendali diri sendiri. So basically that is a startup idea for creating a competitive advantage. What you need to create a competitive advantage is your asset. Asset is your skill, the value-added skill that I have explained. For a practice like us, I mean, I'm 54, but to think about a lot of this new future practice alone, I think I would not be able to do that. So I really need to, to leave it to the youth group so that we brainstorm ourselves, and then give them encourage them to have a startup and Kendiri mentality. So if an architecture graduate, who actually brand themselves in that manner, I think you can also not only assist a lot of company who is trying to survive in abnormal, time, but I think also more relevant to the future practice. So asset is a first criteria that you need to have. And second is passion. I think I explained earlier, aspiration and value is passion. If you can convey your skills, your asset in a passionate way, so I think that actually a good combination. And then the third one, I think, is the market realities. So this is what I'm saying about abnormal. 2020, 2021, 2022, some people are moving, some people are stagnant, some people are basically retiring. So then if you want to move forward, this is Giga. Giga is what we think in our firm, a way to move forward. So Giga also actually promoting diversity. Diversity mix things up, create more opportunity for innovation. So we break our team into a different specialized, and then they are encouraged to come up with a different. We have actually an apps developer in our office. They are actually, and then we have our architects who is very much interested. Rafi himself very interested in the technology. So we actually crisscross the sharing of information. We teach the apps developer of what is the architecture practice. The apps developer actually teach our architect of how actually to translate your idea into an apps, into a technology. So this marriages, create a lot of diversity in our office. So it is interesting. It is I wish that a lot more young practitioners will be able to see how diverse the digital architecture that we are promoting. And then talent cluster. This is another Giga. The talent cluster is actually what we never put one person of the same position or same job scope for the entire career in our office. They are actually just like gig, project-based gig. When they completed one project, let's say they are doing our electronic construction progress report. Then I think the next job they are going to do a different task. So that way is actually you get the best talent for the project, for the specific project. So I think this actually should be also encouraged in the universities. So not everybody specialize in everything. Just like when we say architect, presume to know a lot of things. So but actually we like the 15% you are expected to be a best designer. Then you come to another 95%, you are supposed to be a contract administrator. All these are actually you have to deal with dispute. So all this actually similar to what we are promoting, the box of Giga. This is the realities of it. Nowadays, especially look at the 2020, 2021, 22, a lot of construction dispute and a lot of knowledge needed by the architects to actually advise our clients. So if you are concentrating into a 15% box as your value-added skill, you have to create a diverse, and then you have to understand the talent cluster that a lot of ACP are looking for now. So Giga also actually trying to be relevant relevant, flexible about new things and acquire new skills. That is can be achieved by diversity and the talent cluster that we're promoting in the office. So eventually, all this actually will require student architectural graduates required to understand transformation. So I have been talking a lot about transformation of architecture practice. At the same time, architectural graduates also, I think you have to really understand things are actually being transformed now to a different practice. So if you did not transform yourself, either you become a taxi or you become a Nokia that I've mentioned earlier. So to transform, I think I would advise you once a while, if you have time, you look at you can search in the internet. There's a good we call it crossing the chasm. So basically, in transforming to innovative economy, which you have the capability, you only have to have 15-16% followers, because you are the, you talk about Bill Gates, Tesla, these are the 2% of the creativity, bell curve. So basically, I'm, for those who are interested, to share with us also, we experience that also. It's not going, you are not going to be accepted, easily, but once you are accepted, I think you can grow your talent there. For example, I tell you a story of my brother. He is actually under telecom scholar. He was sent to France to actually study satellite. At that particular time, Malaysia has no satellite. So when he came back, he only have a desk, and then he doesn't have anything to do because Malaysia telecom have not produced a satellite yet. Even Astro was not produced at that time. So talent wasted, so he has to move to Thailand, and now I think it takes years, I think more than 20 years because of his belief in his added value skill. He's heading Cyber-Dynamic ATSA, the satellite unit, where now, the business is grooming because everybody need internet, everybody. So I think if you transform yourself, believe yourself, have a passion to it, I think you have your rezeki in accordance to to what you believe in. So from our Giga experience, from my 2 cents opinion, if smartly crafted, it could be advantage to graduates to create value-added skill for your career opportunity. For university challenges, I think you need, we teach young people to solve problem creatively rather than we actually, like when I study in my university, there is no box that are created. Everybody are actually, allowed to go wild, actually, quote unquote. So I think we at that particular time is not innovative economy is not the main thing, but now it is. It is. So I think let the young graduates explore creatively, I think to the fullest potential that they can be able to produce. Then I think the other thing that I noticed when they come to our office for practical training, I think they are missing the idea of apprenticeship, because you talk about innovative economy, the two factors that are actually required for an abnormal time to get a job is technical skill and experiences. So apprenticeship is a solution to it. Most of the students that come to do, I think they are actually do it for the sake of doing it. So they are not really taking a full advantage of apprenticeship. I know some universities and the one that attached to us, some 6 months, the apprenticeship that I relate here is similar like when we in the States. It's not required in our university in US to have a 3-month or 6-month practical training, but we do it right the moment between in the summertime or after we graduated. Most of us, we really full-blown our apprenticeship after we graduated. Basically, you are under a master. So I think when you are under a master, I think you will learn more and it will give you more value to your skill compared to the current practical practical training program, I think it is missing the much needed apprenticeship in a professional field like as architecture. So that's for the university challenge. For the graduate challenge, I think my advice is be with the innovation economy. That is your future. So I think students must think creatively and grow in an innovative workforce capable of tackling problem our future is sure to present. So I think stick to that, and then I think I hope and I believe it can lead to your successful career. And then for Giga, I think consider a startup mentality. Even though if you are like here, even though they are actually under appointment, but they are actually encouraged to think like their own company, like their startup, and then to have a startup mentality. Kendiri, the one that I explained here, makan gaji, job security is actually dying very fast, I think. So then create a competitive advantage. And then consider another what like I did in the States. You must have plan A, plan B, and plan Z. Plan A is actually to brand yourself, to value yourself, to show your capabilities. Plan B is actually in case things doesn't go according to your plan, so you have actually a plan B. And I think like us in the States last time, we have a plan Z, meaning that if everything doesn't work, you have a lifeboat, which is your parents, your family. For us, it's actually our friends. So I mean, this is a troubled time. Opportunity are actually shrinking. So I think so that when you are in plan Z, you can restart and do plan A and plan B. So that's my take on it. Before I end my presentation, I will show you, I mean, what actually the Giga that we have been doing, that actually have, being paid with a fee rather than a theory. This, whatever that I presented earlier, they are not a theory. They are actually a real practice that we have been doing. So there are 4 videos in here. I hope you enjoy this one before I conclude my sharing today. Can we? As a note here, these are actually, none of it are actually prepared by a senior architect. These are actually all prepared by below the UST5 below 30. In a conventional practice, you are normally, these are all in a hard copy format. I think we started developing this in 2020 due to the fact that everybody are actually not able to. I mean, we jokingly saying that only human beings are being locked down. Our drones still can, still can fly outside the side. So I mean, drone are not under the PKP requirement. So that's a joke only. So basically, those are the value-added skill that and your generation have innovation economy that you can change you can value add to the conventional practice, and then also at the same time, I think our client pretty much appreciated it because they are in Kuala Lumpur, we are in Johor Bahru, so they still need reporting. So I think that's how we started developing all this. Now we become our conventional practice in the office to have digital reporting to all our clients, and then we do not have to have a special site meeting. I mean, you talk about this, if you talk about the MD or the head of the company or department wanted some report, they can easily access to our cloud. Just we have like weekly or monthly, bi-weekly reporting that they can access to it, unless they have query the needs to go for physical meeting, then but most of the time the reporting was actually sufficient for our client. So this is the second video. This is the early ideas that we created in 2016, 2000 up to 2019 to develop a architecture consultancy practice. We hired most of the people that we hired actually we invested in this idea with our reserve, to give a different view of the one that I'm showing here is actually first, second video, third video, up to third video is the one that 85% that a lot of people overlook, quote unquote, not interested, quote unquote, because everybody want to jump into the 50% box. So actually there are potential, there are, and then we have exploit to the maximum with to sustain our practice. Okay. This was an idea that we have developed fully now. This was a couple years ago that we developed this idea. The actors are all ex-UTM graduate students. You take technologies, you take innovation on the 85% of our services. The interesting thing about it is that by being efficient, by being standardization, by using the innovation technology, you have more time. You have more time to spend on the 15% schematic design. That means our designers, our illustrator, our designer have more time to focus on the design. So actually helping, not erasing each other. The one that you see in the video, later also we see they are not third-party platforms. They are actually our own platform. We created it ourselves with the Giga team. So the graduates, you can put, I cannot take so much credit of this because they are actually the works of the UPSKILLING group and UPSKILLING to Giga. Imagine if you are in 2020, you cannot access to your office. If you work on your PC, we already work on the cloud. So I think we are working at home, intensively as if we are using the office. So all the information access from the cloud, our own cloud, other than our office server, we have to physically. So that's what I'm saying. So value in the school. So all this reporting, all this information, documentation that required by your clients, you guys have the skill to it.
Alik ni. Tengok apa tu?
Tak ni, tengah tengok report. Ni semua tak tally. Banyak masalah.
Sekarang kita guna apps LGA sekarang. Ya, aku tengok kau.
Ya.
Ya. Ni.
Oh.
Okay, next video, please. Bear with me, yeah. That's from the early. Now we are on the next level of our Liga. It is about that idea of practicing in app. So I think we have in total we have 21 apps for our practice developed by our youth. Youth if I use also. We have completed 4. We have commercialized. So these are all the 4 that we shown here is actually commercialized version that's been used by our clients on top of our basic solution. Because of a certain we cannot show too much because we are under NDA with our investor, yeah. So I think it's just showing some of from an idea to a reality. In 2022, we are actually moving to the next level, which actually our team has been, all our job in 2022 are on the metaverse version in terms of presenting. Then later it will combine with our apps as a total service to our practice, supplementary services to our practice. So this is the current that we are moving towards. We
live in a
work
different
in progress.
universe.
We are actually
Welcome to the metaverse.
That's not the real person, yeah. That's a metaverse person. Okay, the intention of this actually, I did not, I mean, to share with you, I did not intend to actually grow all the way that we have in terms of staffing. But the thing is that if you look at the knowledge, the technology, the skill, I felt obliged to create all this within my practice so that, I could be able to actually engage more talented graduates who actually not work. I mean, for the beginning of it, actually, like our AR Afi, who is the head of this metaverse Giga, the intention is actually to explore the talent, the idea that he has, merge with my old-fashioned practice, to create something new for the industry. It is an intention to gather knowledge, bring more people in, to be very dynamic in that sense. So, we keep growing. We stuck to that idea, to the innovative economy. We grow, and then inshallah, we get more fee to it, and then we be able to create more people into our team. So actually, it is awkward in that sense, especially in the COVID time. But that is the story of our practice. So another version. We don't. We really think that this is a platform that will be able to assist not only students, the practitioners, and the architecture industry as a whole. So I conclude today's talk with with this encouragement for you guys, for the architecture graduate, be it in Malaysia, India, or Indonesia. I think hopefully whatever we do can become a source of inspiration to all you young graduate. Please,
والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا وإن الله لمع المحسنين.
Keep trying. You are not in control of the result. You keep trying.
Okay. The concept of risky is so beautiful. Even when you eat a piece of fruit, it has always been written for you. From the moment it grew from the tree, it passed through the hands of many people and places, and traveled this way throughout, until it was in your hands. It was always meant to be yours.
Okay, Mr. Moderator, the last one. Sorry to take a lot of time. My apology, I'm taking a lot of time.
Leave your chain and walk tall. Follow your heart. Do what you think is best. Believe in yourself, and you will be happy and successful in life.
All right, that's it from us. Thank you very much. Hopefully it inspire you guys.
Very inspiring. Thank you very much, Architect Ahmad Farid. I think it's a very interesting sharing by our first speaker today. In this day and age, with the pandemic happening, digital knowledge is highly sought after, especially with the booming of a new generation who are so well versed in the Internet of Things and other skills that can supplement the architectural practice. I can only think that this is our way forward if our SES need to catch up with the advancement of technology and the interconnectedness with governments, consultants, and even clients. We might not have mass-produced flying cars by 2020, but we do have the seamless connection, and our connectivity is getting better, faster, seamless as we go forward. Therefore, many values or supplementary services that can be added in our practice to be more and more inclusive and not just designing building. So thank you once again to Architect Ahmad Farid for the sharing. So before we go to our next presenter, I would like to say welcome to the audience once again. I believe we have audiences, lecturers and students joining us this morning from Vellore Institute of Technology, Sasi Creative School of Architecture from India, University Putra Malaysia, UCSI University, University Malaysia Kelantan, University Malaysia Pahang, Widat University College, College Laila Taib, and Polytechnic Sultan Idris Shah. Thank you for joining. Welcome and enjoy the program. So our next presenter, Architect Rushdina Ismail, graduated from University Technology Malaysia in 2005 and joined Architect MAA Sendirian Berhad as a project architect until 2017. She obtained her Part 3 qualification before leaving the company and established her own practice, Rushdina Architect, and she has since actively practicing and advocating for sustainable developments and community-oriented design, and has been actively involved in architectural education by assisting City University to obtain Part 1 accreditation in 2018, and currently a part-time lecturer in University Putra Malaysia for Master in Architecture students. So without further ado, I shall welcome our second honorable speaker for this program today, Architect Rushdina Ismail from Rushdina Architect, with a lecture titled Value of Communication as Professional Architect. Architect Rushdina Ismail, please welcome, and the room is yours.
Hi, Assalamualaikum to everyone. I'm so delighted to be invited today by you guys. Alhamdulillah. So I was so petrified by looking at our Farid presentation just now. It was so cool, you know. So it's like something like face somehow, you know. Okay. Anyway, again, Assalamualaikum. In Chinese, 大家好. Okay. 你们好. Okay. 我说很有一点点 okay, so bear with me with my Chinese language too. Okay, but I think today's sharing session is about sharing. No, I think it's about all the experiences that I've been, you know, experienced through my life throughout the journey until who I become today. Okay, so it's not something like education input, because you like it or not, we are in the, you know, a new age education era, which is everything has to be learned. New thing has to be learned. New thing has to be experiences. Okay, not only for the students, it's the people like us also. A different era, different learning, different things that we need to grow ourselves. So I think every session from me, especially, okay, is about sharing experiences. Okay, it's not about a formal education. We just take it as a, you know, indirect learning, because I really appreciate this kind of session, which is we have a cross learning session, which is we have to do it by now. even though you are students, even though you are practitioners, even though you are lecturers, the cross learning session has to be done. You know, has to be executed now because this is the what of the world demand. Okay, so we like it or not, we have to be part of it. Okay, be before we be. Okay, something like that. Okay, so I think allow me to share my screen. Okay, hold on, yeah. I'm quite new with this Webex. Okay, all right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Is it? Okay,
Yep.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, hold on, yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm not that kind of, gadgeting thingy, IT thingy, but this is the best that I can do for now. Okay, with my busy schedule whatever. Okay. Just for today's talk. So before I've gotten this kind of, title from Shahida, my good friend, my junior, I've been told by her that to share some, motivational talk, maybe you can, give some spirit to the students or to share lots of experiences, what I've been through. Okay, but until the day I've got the topics, value of communication. Wow, is something like, okay, it challenged me also because we are doing it every day. We are doing it every time in terms of the communication. So what are the value of the communication as a professional architect? So this is what it led me to think also what to share with you guys. So what I'm going to share today is something maybe different, so maybe not that inspirational like Yara Farid just now, but I think I love to share whatever I can share. So all right, okay, I think myself has been introduced by universities just now. Okay, of course, I'm a practitioner. I'm a sole proprietorship owner, Rushdina Architect. Okay, since 2017, and of course, recently, I think last year, I've been appointed as one of the director in Zamri Kamal Ismail Architecture. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, during pandemic also rezeki still come in, so we just go for it. Okay, we just go for it, we just do it. Okay, so again, now actively as a part-time lecturer in University Putra Malaysia. Of course, I love to share the knowledge with the students because you guys students are so amazing with kinds of a lot of thinking, lots of new things I've learned from you guys. So I need this kind of session with the students because this is only the way I think that I can shortcut my reading through architecture and challenge myself and unplugging my mindset, unplugging my knowledge to serve you guys. Okay, so I think we just share whatever we have experienced, and you guys are really teaching us something like that. So we are do the amazing cross learning session. Okay, and then after that I have Tilif, the architect Farid, with PAM CSR committee. So we do a lot of things. We actively in PAM, right? The architect Farid. I hope when you want to join the PAM, you can join this community because it is so active. It's a lot of things that we given. This is not something like CSR. Everything is CSR in our life. Actually, we just need to give. To give more, you earn more. This is what God. I mean, Allah has telling you. You give more, you will get more from Him. So this is what you have to hold in your life. Okay, and then I think enough for me. Okay, so just short before I open up my own proprietorship, this is the project that I've been involved with previously. If you guys have seen Tenera Hotel, so this is the one of since the baby I'm holding in, I'm handling it. Durian Tower, lots of commercial projects, mosque. Okay, this is all the completed projects except for the last one. It's only because it's a change of government. All right, and then the commercial, these kind of things really developed me to whom I am today. Okay, all right, this is the things that I've mentioned just now. The project that recently my own company has been involved with a lot, I think, in terms of the container project, because I've been promoting a lot in terms of, because sustainability is not a choice anymore. It has to be in your design thinking. Inclusive design, sustainability, it's in already, even though whatever tools that you use to to translate your idea. Okay, sustainability is not a choice. Okay, it's a must. It's a must. So if the students design without the sustainability approach, for me, it still fail. Okay, because there's a lot of it. Sustainability is not only a green building thingy. It's something like you can give the value back to that's it. The save the environment, that you can help to the built environment. So this is happening in Pulau Pangkor. So whom has been to Pulau Pangkor, please do visit. It's only at Pasir Boga. Okay, it will be opening soon, inshallah. Okay, it will be launching soon. Okay, and then, all right. To share with you guys, actually, I actually practice since my first years. I actually practice since my first year architecture learning, in UTM, of course. UTM is my former, university. Since first year, I've been working at, the nearest architect firms, numerous architect firms around. So while studying first year, I'm working. Okay, so this is how the things that I'm pushing myself, because I've grown up in the family with knowing nothing about architecture. So that time, like architect Farid just saying just now, is architectural knowledge is our passion. We have the burning desire to learn this kind of thing from any sources that we have. And that time, internet is not that friendly. Okay, you still need to type www, to you need to go to the cafe or whatsoever. This is so hard, but that is the one of the things that I think can help me, which is why not study and working. Okay, but it's not entirely like a working people. Something like if Malaysian people say like menyebok in our office and to architect office, just to learn how to fold the drawings, just to learn how to um, um, just to learn how to erase the mistakes on the drawings or something like that. So I think from that point of view, from that point of experience, has really built up my communication skill, especially in terms of how to deliver the idea. You can learn a lot of things even though you do small things in your life. So I've been working since then, okay, since my first year in architecture, which is 1999, I think 2000, okay. So I've worked in there, and a lot of company I've been involved with. And then after graduating, and I've been experienced 1 year in Kenyang too, okay. So I've learned a lot of things there, okay. So this is the thing that I need to grow up myself. So I go to the companies that really can serve what I want, okay, in terms of the knowledge in architecture that can I have experience. So I think this is the same thing that you guys can do, right? So after that, I've been stick out with architect MAs membership for about 11 to 12 years experiencing. So that's why I have a lot of experience in commercial high-rise buildings and something like that. So the turning point is something like to say that I need to be my own self. So, okay, what if? Okay, this is the thing that you become not only as an architect, as a human. Okay, as a human, what's next? What's next to achieve in your life? Okay, when you achieve something, where you have to break through one thing. Okay, what's the next thing that you need to achieve? So always ask this question in your life. What are the value that you have given to people, to the surrounding? Okay, so what's next? What's next? Okay, is it the one? Okay, is this only the one? What's next? So to reaching my age, okay, already 4 series, right? The flexibility, time freedom, money freedom, so cliche, right? But this is the things that I think we are searching for in our life, okay? To be accepted, okay, to be more barakah by Allah, something like that. So we have to pursue in that way. So I think to challenge myself, I started out my own company. Okay, so in Chinese we say that 我不知道我不能，我不能量力. Okay, so we didn't know and if we didn't know, we cannot practice, right? So we just do. All right. Okay. So this is how I started my company. All right. For those who want to start with something, what I can encourage you guys, just start. Even though it is small, it is at my backyard actually, at my house backyard. It's a compartment of inside my husband's, workshop. He given me a space for me to start my thing. You can see my one laptop, one printer, small. Okay, in 2017, I've invested myself with one tab, because I'm trying to go with the paperless thing. You can see a lot of butter papers there, there's lots of rules there, but for me, I still believe paperless because we are going into that. We are in the new age education, system era. So you need to pursue in that. So this is how I start. Okay, I started. At this moment, actually, like I said, I've been practicing since my first year in UTM. I've gotten a lot of clients too lah. Okay, in terms of 3D, I'm looking at a lot of opportunity in my life. What do I can venture with? What can I challenge myself? So being me is something like that. All right. And then until one time I set it up myself that I need to set a new goal to grow. I cannot be like this, okay, locking up at my husband's workshop, okay, forever. So I need to employ people. I need to have my own, office. So this is the 3D that I've made before as my setting up, setting up goal to grow. Okay, this is what I imagine. This is my affirmative. This is my, affirmation. I mean, I do pray for this kind of thing every day. Okay, I want to have it. So now, okay, a setting goal is actually to something to grow. Okay, if you don't have goal, or if you don't have goal, you cannot, you cannot strike it. You cannot break it through. Okay, so people say alone we might be faster, but together we will get far. Okay, this is so true because I've experienced this kind of thing. Same goes with you guys, students. If you want to grow, share your idea with your friends. Okay, share with your friends, not only with architecture students, but with all the engineers. Now is internet is in your on your fingertips. You can just contact all the practitioners, any field that you want to learn with. Just do it, start it. Okay, it's just a matter of starting things. Okay, and then I still believe in start small and then scale up later. Start, at least you start. Okay, back to basics. Okay, it's B2B. Okay, back to basics. All right. And then this is, I think, is connected with architect Farid just now. Okay, a creative mindset over competitive mindset. So this is actually when you always be a student, even though whatever you are being now, okay, even though I'm a practitioner now, be a creative mindset, at least 80%, not the competitive mindset. Because if you against the nature, if you always want to compete with other people, not understanding yourself, okay, you will be suffer. So always create up this creative mindset in your life. What to do, what's next? Ask the WH question. Always be a student, like Jim Rohn said. If you really follow this kind of business architecture, motivational in YouTube, Jim Rohn always give you a motivational thing. So this is the things that can help your self-development. Okay, always expose yourself with motivational that can really relate with your goal. Okay, and then again, now this is my current sole proprietorship, which is on top of the aquarium shop. It's okay, may kwansi ma. Okay, it is a small office, alhamdulillah, and the interior is actually the same, like I've been setting up previous years before. Okay, this is because I already prepared for the for staff to be working and half of the office to be chilling out. Okay, I know some of the architects or some of the designer might against this idea in terms of having like a homey feeling at the office, but homey feeling in the office for me is actually helping. Okay, helping us to do work more. So we have a lot. So we have kind of house at the back. Okay, we have the screen. We have like a chill out session. So sometimes the staff will do their works at the deck. Okay, at least I know they are they are there. And then PKP has learned has teach us a lot. Okay, to distress ourselves. So this the environment really helps actually. So we open up the Netflix on the screen. So this homey feeling is something like what I desire. Okay, so I share with myself. So this is what I have currently. Okay, so this is where I can gather up at the homey station behind of the office. Okay, so we can have a chillax session. Okay, during the PKP also. I mean the post PKP also. Okay, but now again like here doing ourselves is something like I've achieved something. So what's next? So I'm grateful with the opportunity that I have, that this is currently also I've involved with Zakira Architects. So this is all the stuff that I have. Okay, so we collaborate together with 3 architects. Okay, as a partner. So alhamdulillah, as a body corporate. All right. Okay, so if you live if you take everything as a as a positive vibe, okay, I'm taking the architect itself as my attitude, because if you don't have a good attitude, okay, you cannot deliver a good attitude or good design to give a value to people that you are celebrating. Okay, so because architecture is actually a real lifestyle, you name it, everything is related to architecture, due to architecture, something like that. So sometimes we have to istiqomah with the design of seni bina. All right. Okay. So Anyway, communication skill won't be gotten in a day. Okay, it's a cumulative from before to now. Okay, because every day is a process. Okay, to whom you become today. All right. So it's actually whatever you do today, just be grateful, embrace it. Okay, I appreciate it, and then you will be, it will be a process to whom you become today. All right. So my mantra is actually just be the best version of ourselves. Okay. Just now you remember, if you remember, have a creative mindset over a competitive mindset. It's not to compete with other people to be the best. It's actually to be the best at you. Okay. Whatever you involve with, either it is small things. Okay. So um you have to be the best, okay? Not to compete with other, but to face ourselves, because we need to be before we be. We need to be a good student. We need to be we need to be a good person. We need to be an A thing. So we be before we be, because we are human being, because we are not a human doing, okay? We do something because we want to be something, no, because we be something if we want to be something, okay? So this is my mantra also. All right. So if you Google things, okay, Mr. Google Scholar saying thing about value of communication. Of course, you get because of the communication, you will lead more to the opportunity. Okay, people will looking at you. It will lead to something more doors. Yeah, yeah, I agree that. So communication is more than just a word. So make sure that you're communicating what you want to. Okay, set you apart from your peers. It led to bigger, better opportunities, networking, relationship, and then we become a brand like that, for instance, just now. Okay, so it's so linked with him. Okay, and then when you search as a student, of course you like to search words cloud, right? So communication, so this can popping up, it's a brand, it's a terms, it's a whatever related that you can you can actually it can, these words can become a spark to you in your design, okay, to pursue something that you desire, something like that. Just go with it, okay. So it's really helping me sometimes in my first decision. So what does this mean? Huh? So okay, let's search words cloud. So what are people saying about this? And so, oh, people saying about technology, design, in terms of communication, information. There you go, you shortcut the thing. So you have to be so smart, short and sharp and on point, right? Okay. So guys, keep calm, take a break moment, take a breath, okay? Do it, because we forget to breathe, okay? If you are Muslim, okay, Allah has taught us a lot inside of our praying, of our reciting Quran. Take a breath and then release it, calm. Because this is the thing that I think would help you to grow yourself, okay, to achieve what you want. Why we have as a Muslim, why we have a break time of praying? Because we need to resetting ourselves, we goal, okay, to check again, okay, to review again. So we have a break time. So learn from it, take a break moment, at least not a break moment to go liao, I mean to go travel or something. It's something like you take a break moment, at least a 5 minutes moment, review back yourself, thinking back how this communication can help you, how you want to, pursue things, ask this WH question. That's why we have a solat break in our Muslim life. Okay. All right. So the question is, to do with this communication, because people are start talking big things, in connecting people with big things, in networking, attending this, doing that, involving this, invest that. But as a person, as a student, as an architect, how to do it actually? So this is the sharing that I think, inshallah, okay, will help us. Okay, first of thing, I would love to start everything that I involve with, okay, with my experience, with the goal setting. Why should I do this? What should I achieve? They ask this kind of question. So the end in mind is what I'm going to achieve. Okay, what is the looks that I can, imagine in future? The good things about being an architect, a designer, is actually you already have this end in mind. You want to be something like, oh, this is the end in mind I want to do. So I need to pursue that. So along the goal setting thingy, you will set you what things you need approach. Okay. So and then after that, after I get this goal setting, okay, what need to break through? Okay, breakthrough. Okay, so if you break through, what next? So I said this just now, right? And then it's something like very short, sharp, and on point. Okay, because sometimes people are lengthy in their presentation because they doesn't know what to deliver. They don't have the goal setting. They don't have the kind of attitude of to break through. So how can they do this kind of short, sharp, and on point? Okay, So actually, I've given the talk in 2020 in Masa. You can Google in YouTube about this short, sharp, and on-point presentation for students because that time is actually just started on the online thingy. So students are really, petrified in delivering ideas in 20 minutes. So this is the things that I've been sharing in the with Pam. So I think you can just Google the YouTube. It's kind of 1 hour plus input. So how you want to achieve the short, sharp, and on-point presentation online in 20 minutes, so something like that. Okay, so lots of tips has been sharing. And then the next thing is about the tools, and then of course the investment that you make to do. Okay, investment doesn't always really involve with monetary. Okay, the investment about the time, how things the thing to do. All right. So if you don't know where you are going, you will never get there. So this is what Mr. N in mind said. Okay, same goes with your design. If you don't have the end in mind, what you're going to achieve, you don't understand what you want to do, how do you get there? So end up you will be, you will be deviate from whatever the purpose that you are doing. Okay, it's something like that. So as a student, as a designer, until now who I am, this is a self-reminder too. If you don't know what you're going to do, so you will never get there. Okay, so set the goal, set the end in mind to achieve. Right. Again, this is a lot of things that I've if you can remember, Architect Farid saying something about 15% of the design schematic thingy. This is the phase that you have to have set this goal, not to disregard the percentage of the things that the final achievement that you need to do in our project. So we have to set it now, which is the moment you start to, hold your pen or pencil to sketch it, to deliver the initial idea. This is the thing that you have to set the end in mind, what you want to achieve. If you don't have this, trust me, you will be stuck on the process. Okay. So especially you need to know the purpose. Okay. In architecture, you have to know that the purpose of the building, if you don't know what kind of typology are you doing about, okay, you are doing mosque, but you are studying about other things, typology. So how can you relate these things instead of fire requirement, regulation? So the first thing that you need to set is to know what's the purpose of your design. Who are the people that you are celebrating? What kind of value that you want to give? This is what I've been practicing until now for my students' life. Okay. And then you have to set the target. From this moment, what you want to achieve. After 1 week, what you want to achieve. After 2 weeks, if you can't achieve what you can do, how can other people surrounding you can help you in terms of this? So as for me, I will ask all the colleagues that I have, all the architects that I have, okay? So in my circle of, friends, so I will ask them, you just need to start. You just need to have the encourage to ask people to help you, okay? Because architecture is about lifestyle, everyone, okay? It's a life, okay? And then from this, you need to understand your priority. From this, do the checklist to compartmentalize your goal, what you want to achieve first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if ones are already achieved, okay, tick. So what's next? So what's the next target? So this is the value of communication that you need to set in order to make people to understand what you are trying to deliver, what you're trying to, send, to deliver the value. Okay, the next one. All right. It's okay. One have to understand before you present something, you have to know the audience. Okay, but basically today I didn't know that we have a lot of audience. Okay, from various of sources. I thought it's only a UTM student, but it's okay as long as it's online and this is the thing that can be shared to everyone. So you have to know the audience. So if you are presenting to a panel or you're presenting your client, you have to set the end in mind goal. Like me, I want to be hired by the client. I want to get paid. Okay, that is me. Of course, it's the goal. Okay, don't bluff me, architect. Sorry, this is the thing that you want the client to pay us, right? So it's something like we do something, we need to be paid. So this is the thing that we have to set in mind: how to get them to pay, not like other people. So we have to understand that. Okay, who are they? What they want? Okay, where they are. So this is the skill that I think in communication that you need to understand, because if you don't master this, you will don't I don't think you will really get there. Okay, you can't break through the goal. Okay, and then of course you need to do some preparation. Okay, okay, and creating something, take the risk. Okay, choose the right tools and techniques, start doing. The key is start doing. Okay, if you don't start, how can you know? Okay, if you don't start, 我不能量息. Okay, you cannot practice. All right. So and then after that, learn. If you don't know how to do it, learn it. Okay, learn it. Read more. Upgrade skill. Invest the thing. So this is the thing that I think it really helps me. Okay, and then when you have this kind of presentation, try to dry run yourself, or maybe you can dry run with your staff, or your friends, etc. Okay, for me, okay, how to start the communication as an architect? Okay, maybe we have some kind of different approach. Maybe it's just a cup of coffee. I don't know. Maybe meeting up outside, eat together. But in your case, as a student, okay, you can do a lot of things because everything is now media, social media reach. Okay, I also actively sharing my thoughts in Twitter. Okay, whoever followed me, I've shared a lot of things. 3 tips to present, 3 tips to something like that. It's my Twitter. You can just Google my Twitter. All right. So this is the thing that I also need to be part of your era. Okay, to understand this kind of technologies, etc. So as you guys, how to start with the social media, start the physical thing. If you have the board, share it. Share the journey how you learn it. Okay, as a student. So this is the thing you will get. Do you really it is so called arts of it's the arts of attraction. Okay, it's a law of attraction. The more you give, the more you attract to people, the more you will get. This is what Allah has promised you. Okay, the more you give, the more you get. So when you share a lot, you will get a lot. You will get a lot, even though this is a small knowledge, even though you share your blood, or even though whatever. So you will get more into it because this has been promised by God. It has been promised by Allah. If you give more, you will get more. So share. It's okay to share a very silly small thing. 3 tips to start design. 3 tips to handle architecture. Pen 0.6. It's okay because there's a lot of communities outside doesn't know how we work as a designer. That's why most of the clients now they're reluctant to pay us because we don't share. We cannot blame them because we didn't open up the platform for them to aware. Okay, so it's something like that. So as a student, it's not hindering things that it hinder you to do this kind of thing, social media. Do it. Okay, what's wrong with that? I think you guys really, this is your faulty. You have a TikTok, you have what? What else? I can really follow that. Instagram, Facebook, oh, it's so many things. Okay, so it's so stressful actually if you want to follow that at my age. Okay, but I still share the things in Twitter. Okay, at least whoever want to read, just read. Okay, I can share it. Okay, so some of my students in CPM, I love this kind of thing. He has some kind of anxiety when he wants to do the presentation, even though it is online. So how do he start to spark his idea? Start with the poster or introduction. It's okay because he loves the collage thing. So do it your way. Understand the end in mind that you want to achieve. In order to do that, you have to understand yourself. What you really like, what you want to do. If you understand what you want to give, who are you, not other people, you can deliver this kind of thing. Okay, so really, this is the thing that I share with my students. Remember to know, remember to acknowledge, remember to understand who you are. Okay, then you will give the best thing to other people to understand what you want to deliver. Okay, and then the next, okay, on top of knowing the purpose you want to do, the communication, how you want to do it. Okay, ask yourself the WH question. Yeah, you learn it from the kindergarten already. Um, why do I need to share this? How? Okay. So if you cannot answer the question that you throw to yourself, means that you also fail. Okay. So means that you didn't really know the end in mind that you are trying to achieve and to deliver to other people. So this is the art of communication. Okay. So in architecture, okay, like it or not, every decision must come with reasons and justification, right? You want to do this kind of cubicle, you want to against the rules, you want to fight with bomba, you want to, to do this, you do like that, whatever. Everything must justify. Okay, it's existence before the judgment seat of reason or give up existence. This is what Fried Rich. You can read from his book actually. Okay, so every decision must come with reason and justification. Okay, right. So most of the students that I've involved with in creating, okay, in most of the varsity, I found that everyone would love to present inventory. This is the plan, this is the ground floor, this is the space for, so what? Okay, so this is the question that I would love to ask the students. So what? So why you do that? Okay. So why this roundabout is there? Why this courtyard is there? You love to copy like other people do, opening up, having the sustainability, green, blah 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 blah, having a urban farming, blah blah blah. Why? Are this really needed? Are these things that you can give value to the people that you celebrated? Okay, so ask yourself this kind of thing. Every decision must come with the reason and justification in design context. Okay, all right. All right. So, in order to set a goal, to set the end in mind, set the target just now, you need to understand the narrative. Okay. Everything has a start, everything has the end until we deliver the thing, right? Okay. Especially in students. Okay. So, if you want to achieve this kind of thing, understand the process. You like it or not, architecture is about a process. You have the initial process, you have the development process, you have kind of, literature process, you have the things that you want to show, you have the end product everywhere. Until today, we practice, we do it the same thing. So this narrative is actually starting from you guys, students, and end up like us. Okay, we do the same thing, but it may be in different tools of communication. Okay, Architect Farid just sharing something amazing in terms of communication. Okay, so it happened everywhere. So this narrative is the same. Okay, same. All right. So again, if you don't know where you are going, you will never get there. So this is what Mr. Animine says. Okay, okay, right. So here you go. I found throughout my experience, lecturing, sharing session with, students, with all the practitioners. So architecture is about process. Present it on how to begin and how to end. The best thing is becoming a designer is actually some of us already have the end in mind. Some of us already have the end in mind in Pinterest. I want to do like this. But the question is how? Okay. Some students, some people, or some practitioners, we doing it from A to Z. That. Okay. But some of us also doing from Z, go back to A. So it's okay either you go to forward or you go backward in terms of your process. It's still a process because everything, remember just now, need to have the reason. Okay, why? Okay, what, something like that. So I think it's okay if you already have the end in mind, something like a Pinterest thingy, blah blah blah. You Google it, everything. I want to do like this, but how you want to do at your own way. Inject your photo, inject your identity, how you want to do that. It's okay because architecture also is about references. Okay, we learn from the peers. Okay, it's something like that. We borrow the successful people's eyes. That is what designers are. Okay, we borrow and then we learn from that. This is how the things that I think students need to understand when they're doing their inventory studies, analysis studies. Okay, it's not about here got this, here got chair, here got trees, here got that. No, it's something like you have to understand what this kind of thing gives value. This is the analysis to make you synthesize the things and propose the options to the design. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to ask yourself. So no more inventory presentation at our age now. Okay, this is why, this is what. No, this is what and why, because it has to be there, something like that. So you need to differentiate between the site inventory, site analysis, site synthesis. What does it mean? For students nowadays, it's same everything. So it's not that way. Okay, it's a process. All right, it's a process. So very careful. All right, so this is the thing that I've been shared in my short, sharp, and on-point presentation last 2 years. Okay, this is a basic understanding in terms of how to go to begin and to end, forward or backward. It's okay. Or you jumping from number 1 to number 9 or 9, 5, 7. It's okay as long as everything there. I think if you take this kind of basic things as a student, okay, for instance, I think you will achieve whatever the brief that you have. Okay, understand the purpose, understand the context, understand the people that you want to give the value. Okay, so this is the flow guide actually. Okay, a disclaimer, this is not written in anywhere, so it's like gazetted. No, it's something like been experienced as a practitioner. So this is the thing that I can share with you guys. Okay, so understand this kind of thing. It's about thinking development process. Everything has to have their own. Every single number has to have their goal, what you want to achieve. Once you achieve, check, something like that. Okay. So for me, when the principle of designing is still goes to this kind of three things. Okay, the site, the people, the building. The building means the surrounding. So you're gonna have the people that you're celebrating, the target user, the target client, whatever you name it. the site, especially the urban site, okay, the building. Okay, I won't talk this much because this is not the communication thing, but this is the fundamental that you need to really, really communicate with the people who want to listen to your end product. Okay. All right. So the next one, after you get the goal, you need to break through, target, hit it. What's next? So this is the way that if in order to break through this kind of thing, okay, I would love to share the feeling when you have breakthrough, successfully. It feels something like, wow, I achieved something. I achieved something already, but for yourself. Okay, remember, you are not competing with other people. You have to be a best version to yourself. At least you achieve something for yourself. That kind of awareness that you have to you plant this kind of seeds in your mind, okay, as a student, okay. So you need to explore the opportunity, okay, explore the opportunity to break through this kind of thing. Of course, like Surah Inshirah just now, every difficulty will get eased. So means that Allah will test us in every part we involved with the test. So you need to break it. Don't turn around. Just break it, break through it. And you feel the amazing feeling. Okay. Oh, I have achieved this. Alhamdulillah, and something like that. Okay. So in order to do that, also you need to compare. You need to compare in terms of you have a lot of things now in internet, books, and then you have lots of practitioners to share with your lectures. Okay. And then after that, you need to have some strategies. Okay. How to achieve this? How to get this knowledge? Okay. You have to get this. You have to plant this idea in yourself. I want to get this, but how can I do this? Okay. You have to do that. Okay. How can I achieve this? If I cannot do this, what is the opportunity? Instead of looking at the negative vibe, looking at the opportunities that can serve you. Okay, because there's 1,000 doors outside if you are setting your mind and focus to. Okay, a lot of opportunity outside. So just need to understand, to compartmentalize, to focus to what you really need in your life. Okay, and then you need to resetting your goals again. Once you break through, okay, what's next? It's not stop that way. Okay, as a practitioner also. Okay, so what's next? I already said this. Okay, the next thing is claim. Something like that lah. Okay, all right. So and then the next thing that communication requires nowadays actually to be short, sharp, and on point. You won't take all. You cannot take all the diamond and gold in this world to be in your presentation or communication. Just short, sharp, and on point is the secret to foolproof architecture presentation. You already understand what to deliver. You already have an end in mind. So this is the thing you need to share with other people. So it's about deliverable. It has to be go back to fundamental. Okay, always back to basic. If you don't understand the basic typology of what you are doing, how you can deliver that? If you don't really understand how to design a mosque, how to design a residential, how to design a public building, how you can be back to the basics, because every typology also have their do's and don'ts as their own yes and no and own regulations. Okay, all by law that you need to comply with. Okay, so everything you need to set a vision and mission. So the vision is this way, the mission is this way, so you need to do the strategy stop pump up something like that. So that's why you can get the short and on point. So you won't be interfere by other thoughts in your life, because you have a lot of thoughts in your mind actually. Okay, so which one to pick, which one to break through? Okay, so you just need to know, need to understand that. So the end in mind is the point. Okay, so this is the things that I'm sharing just now, which is you can Google it in YouTube too. Okay, the presentation. So to shortcut things, okay, this is our way of communication to in the office. Of course, I'm so interested in architect Farid just now how they do the thing, but I also do the same things but in different tools. Okay, we do also communicate with the client. Okay, especially during the pandemic, we do the design booklet for them to sign in. The design booklet is not has to be a physical. You can we can do a paperless. We can. I learned from the students also how you guys do in PowerPoint presentation is so amazing. So I learned this from you guys too. So we do compile everything in a booklet thingy, and we do send the link for the client to view the PDF, because a lot of the client nowadays too, they love the hard copy, but unfortunately we say that we need to say blah blah blah. Okay, so we do flip through in your phone the link of PDF, so we can flip, and the sounds like the book that you flip, click 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 or something like that, right? So this is the booklet that you can sign off, okay, online to getting us. And then we pursue this kind of offline thingy. So there's no reason that you cannot do anything in your life now because everything is on your fingertips. Okay, and then we also serve into the 3D animations, of course. And then this 3D animation is a part of the whatever being told by architect originals. Yes, it's a part of the practice nowadays. We have to be okay. We have to be in that situation. We cannot against the nature. Again, I would love to say that when we against the nature, what have Allah has shown you, okay, you will be suffer. Trust me, it's not only in architecture. If you're against the nature in your choosing things in life also, okay, you will suffer. Don't against, just follow through. Okay, just follow through, break through, set in mind. So there's a lot of reason why this thing happened to you. For me today, it's been, it's being linked, it's being connected. Architect Farid with me today with his presentation. I'm so inspired, and then I think I need to break through another thing in my life now. Okay, so it's I have to set another goal. Okay, something like that. So these are the things that are really needed today. You do this kind of 3D, the BIM, of course, my office also, both of my office are really in BIM. Okay, we do the information kind of thing, even though not all people are, I'm not saying that a lot of people against the idea in terms of BIM thingy, but this is the thing that we need to face now. Okay. We need to think future too, even though the future doesn't exist yet, but this is the end in mind that we need to set at least. Okay, we have something to do, just right. And then for our way also of communication, we also practice flexibility, work from anywhere. So we share this kind of, PDF thingy, we share this kind of, a process, a progress that can be reachable from the cloud storage. So in that sense, we don't need any, physical storage or something like that. So we just, when you go at, when you be at any shops or whatever, you can just deliver the things. Okay. I know some of the people were against this kind of idea, 24 hours working, but for me, it's opening up to your flexibility. It is the current things have to do now. Why you need to limit yourself in terms of it? No, you cannot do that. Why? Why you cannot do that? You can do that. Because you own your own time. Okay, so that's the environment, the scenario that been approached by most of the designers, architects nowadays. They are so flexible. Okay, reachable from anywhere. Especially when you do the BIM thing, you can be monitored from far. Okay, just now like architect Farid say. Okay, some of the time, okay, we're dealing with too many things. Of course, as a designer, especially us, for instance, we have a lot of projects to involve. I mean, alhamdulillah, we have lots of things to involve with, to arrange, to manage, not only practice, not only students, not only design, not only the administration thingy, but this is the thing that we need to compartmentalize and set the goal, what to achieve day by day, time by time. So do it one at one time. Okay, so this is the things that I love from Jim Rohn saying something like choose discipline or get regret. Okay, so you need to do that as in your life. It's not only for the work that you need to deliver. It's to manage your own self and your own life too. Okay, especially you as a student or maybe married or maybe have a family. So you need to understand the 24 hours given has to be managed nicely. Okay, and then maybe just 5 minutes on idea, 5 minutes on to upgrade the skill, 5 minutes to just like me, what I want to share. When I do the Twitter sharing, I only consume 10 minutes. Okay, I already think, okay, today I think I'm going to have to share short tips on this. So I'm going to talk about this. Okay, just 10 minutes. Okay, settle. Check one. At least I already give something. I already give sedekah in terms of knowledge. So check number one. Sedekah number one. Check. Sedekah money number two. Sedekah what number three. So check everything. So you need to have this kind of discipline. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, if you want to change your habit, you will require only 21 days. Try to do it 21 days and you will see at the day of 20 seconds, your life change. Trust me. Okay. If you want to change about your lifestyle, your eating style, or you want, I want to get diet. I want to be in diet starting from this Monday. Okay, Monday, 21 days. If stuck somewhere, redo it. Okay, revisit it again, 21 days. So Mahatma Gandhi said you only need 21 days to become a new person. Okay, if you're a heavy smoker, Okay, if you want to achieve something, if you want to change it, do it in 21 days continuously. And then the day of 22nd, your body, your hormone already changed. Okay, trust me. Okay, I've gone through this kind of thing. Okay, so I bravely to share with you guys, right? Okay, some of the students, oh my God, madam, I stuck in my design. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm know how to create with other people that can assist you. Stuck with the design, okay, just like to calm down. Back to basic. At least get back to your brief for the design. Okay, get back to the issue that you are, you're involved with. So you remember the end in mind, the goal setting, the mission that you're doing now, that you're doing just now. Okay, so back again to the issue. So please back to basic again. So for me, okay, this is Mr. Move On. Say, give up is the first sign to success. If you give up, actually, it's actually another step to break through it, face it, have the encourage to face it and do it. And you will feel and you will success. Okay. So these things a lot happening in students who really want to fail themselves in the semester. I don't want to go through. I don't want to continue. No. If you get stuck, take a deep breath, take a break moment, go pray if you're Muslim, right? Or if you're other religions also, go to pray, take a 5 minutes moment, take a deep breath, okay? Understand again, review again what you want to achieve. Please, okay? It's a good sign when you get stuck. It's a good sign when you feel that you want to, um, you want to give up. Because I'm also every day feeling like that. To be honest, okay, I want to give up, but no, I have something that I want to achieve, so I cannot give up now. At least I have to break through now. I have to prove to myself that I can do it. Okay, so remember why you start. Okay, so this is Mr. Move On saying. All right. So again, if you really know how to do it, you're already involved in the process, know the tools that really can represent you, like me. Okay, it's kind take a time also to learn about BIM, to learn about whatever has been involved now with the applications, the tools. No, because the technology keep evolve. You cannot just it is good to update yourself, but if it's something like you change, you cannot achieve something. But at least you have to understand yourself again, identify your own strength, which tools that can really help you to deliver your communication, especially your presentation. Sometimes from the PowerPoint also can design. Okay, trust people nowadays sell. Using your strength, you cannot sometimes you cannot name it. A lot of things happening now. A lot of people help you in terms of communication, deliverables, whatsoever. Identify your strength. Okay, if your strength and really connected to these two, do it to the max, do it to the best. Sometimes when we understand, sometimes SketchUp pun kan, sometimes SketchUp. Some people say, SketchUp, we are doing Revit nowadays. So no, if you're really good in SketchUp, do it until people can't challenge you. Do it the best. Remember just now, be before you be the best person of yourself. Okay, that's the thing that you need to do. Just take what 10% whatever people say. The 90%, the most important is your decision. The 10% of people say 10% of people say is actually to help you in terms of making a decision. Okay, so again, I would love to remind you guys, do not against the nature. Okay, do not against the nature. This has been told a lot in Al Quran actually. If you read the Al Quran, don't against the nature. Just follow with your just follow with the flow. Okay, you will suffer if you're against the nature. So embrace it. Embrace it. Okay, whatever is in front of your eyes, celebrate it. Okay, whatever happened now, a present moment, celebrate it. The present moment will actually will determine your future, because the future doesn't exist yet. So when you're aware what you are doing now, what you are listening now, is actually a process for you to become someone in future. Okay, this is process. Everyone has their own path. Okay, so this is nature. All right. The most important, Okay, just now I'm touched a little bit in terms of the investment, and Architect Fari also said just now in terms of the investment, and I think he has done a lot of investment also in his practice. So this is the thing that we need to do in our life, even though we are as a student. Okay, to upgrade the quality to future means that you have to invest sometimes in terms of money, sometimes just small things. Okay, just pay like 10 ringgit, you will get things. Just involved with some kind of thing, then you get another thing. Okay, you invest with the time. And the most important thing, if whoever has read the 4 a.m. club book, okay, in Muslim, we already have this kind of tahajjud time, 4 a.m. in the morning. So this is the best time for you to check yourself, what you want to do in next. Okay, so invest in your soul. Okay, not only reciting Quran, not only salat or whatever, but invest this kind of soul. So this is the communication that I think you need to do with the God also. All right. And then I would love to say that even whoever you are, the designers especially, for instance, please design like a millionaire. Okay, like you can sold that idea in million rings, even though it's a typo. Okay, even though it is something like a very small, like just now my office really having a lots of containers project. Some people say, container, no high rise, blah, blah. It's okay. I will design it like a million ringgit selling. So it's not about the thing, that is about the idea that you share behind it. Go back to basic. People can live actually. You can prove that people can live in a small container for a basic living. Seriously, okay? Especially during pandemic, you have a lot of pandemic-proof designs nowadays, right? So reflect on it. It's okay. It's okay with a lot of thoughts. Okay. It's okay with a lot of critics. At least do something in your life that can give value at least to a small community. At least, okay? So not the entire world, but at least a small community that can really be your followers. So you become a tribe. Have you read the tribe book? Okay, so be a leader to a tribe. Okay, because you are a leader of yourself, right? Okay, so this is the thing. Good communication skill as an architect is the art of the communication, is the language of leadership. Who are the leader? You are the leader of yourself. So be a leader to yourself first. Okay, know what to do self first. In order to change the environment, in order to change other people, start from yourself. Okay, if you want people to love you, start giving the love. The more you give, the more you will get. Okay, the more you give love, the more love you will get. You trust me? This is also has been wrote in the secret book. Okay, whoever have read the secret, okay, the book of the secret, find it. A lot of love that has been told, even though we have a lot of, in Muslim, we have lots of book in terms of love. And the Quran also say about something like love. So sometimes you need to read others' books, motivational books that really can help your self-development in order to communicate well with the universe, with the world. Okay, you have to trust this kind of law of attraction. Okay, again, the more you give, the more you will get. You give the same, you will get the same. You deliver the angriness to people, people will get angry to you. Simple, right? So if you give love, people will give love to you. So if you really give the very good value in your design, people will give feedback to you. Okay, so understand the concept, right? This has been told in Al-Quran a lot. Okay, all right. So on top of whatever motivational thing is that I'm sharing in terms of the communication, I also respect my time. Okay, because for me, time is also a makhluk to Allah. Okay, smell, time, environment, everything is a makhluk of Allah. Without time, we cannot invest things. Okay, we cannot invest. So we need to invest our money on that. We need to take the time to grow. Okay, as a people, because we are the people of human being, not a human doing. Remember, and then start with your self-respect. Okay, invest for self-development. Just now, remember, just be humble. Be humble, not something like, okay, I will follow you. That is the most failure in the leadership. Okay, not to follow people. Something like not to say that, not to say yes to people. It's something like to be humble. If you have your opinion, listen to other people, because a good leader is a good listener. Okay, and then I always have this kind of cross learning. Like today, I'm very lucky to have this kind of session. Always learn, always read. Like Jim Rohn said, always be a student. Okay, always be a student. Be a student to teach others. Okay, to teach, not to learn to teach other, means that you learn to teach other people, share with other people. Okay, and then the most key, okay, is always to be grateful at little things. Say, okay, because lots of students I experience come to me with a very, pale face, stuck in design, don't know what to do. But to say, I am grateful to whatever I have today. I have a nose, I have eyes to see, I have a mouth to speak, I have a hand to sketch. A very simple things that people are forgetting. Okay, at least when you feel down, Alhamdulillah, I have this one thing. I have eyes, I have heart, I have environment, I have the wind, I have everything surrounding me. Start with small things, because the more you be grateful, the more you will get from Allah. It will be has been promised, it's been promised by the God. Okay, the more you're grateful, the more you will get. Okay, it will be elevated up. All right. So this is one of the things that you need to understand. So for me also, this is the thing that I do every day lah. Okay, if you want to share, I want to share with you guys before I start with communication with people, I start the communication with my work or whatever. I do this kind of V games. Okay, V games for me is I need to visualize very good things before I deliver today also. Yesterday I already got this kind of thing, like I visual today is going to be a good day, sharing will be smooth, it will be, everyone will get the things that I will present. So this is the thing we need to do each of every time. We need to communicate with everyone. Okay, even though you have a communication in terms of presentation with the client, because what you visualize is become your affirmation. You already connect with the God, okay, Allah, what you want to do in life. So every single word is a doa. So you pray for that. You already visualize, do a good thing. Sometimes in Malay we call it doa minda lah. Okay, so whoever has joined this 4 a.m. club is lots of doa minda that we are doing. It's a mind prayer, something like that. So, and then again, gratitude attitude. Have this gratitude attitude, even though you cannot achieve something, it's a time for you to achieve more things. Okay, and then do this kind of affirmation every day. I'm a good, I'm beauty, I'm very neat, for yourself. Okay, if you want to say out loud to your parents or to your friends, it's okay, do it. All right, and then the main things, do the meditation. Okay, this is the affirmation and meditation sometimes can become together. Okay, for us like a Muslim, we have 5 time break times. Okay, do this meditation, but sometimes you need to have your me time, just to connect with God, just to connect with nature. Do it a lot. Connect with nature, not only to connect with only the green things, trees, whatever, but with nature. With your own state, you can just connect with everything. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath. Okay, do this kind of meditation. Remember, right? And then don't forget to do exercise. Okay, you have to feed yourself with a good thing to your shanti. I mean your body. Okay, your body needs some electric to grow. Okay, so do some more exercise, at least stretching out at your own speed. Do stretching out, because this thing will loosen up your stress in terms of before the communication. Okay, do this kind of thing. Sometimes you can do face stretching. Just do it, it's okay, it's your own. So this kind of exercise, take more deep breath. Okay, and then connect with the God, with the spiritual. Okay, everything has to be started with Bismillah as a human, as a Muslim. Everything has to be started with God. Please help me if you're non-Muslim. Okay, because I want to deliver something. Help me. Okay, because time is your makhluk. So please be good to me. Okay, and something like that. You already do this kind of mind prayer. Okay. Again, I would love to say that love attract more love, like attract more like, good vibe attract more good vibes. Okay. If you think all will be good, it's going to be good. Okay, so this is the key before you go for the communication in whatever sense. All right, so as a student, okay, I want you to know that you are already an A student, guys. It's a matter of how you deal with yourself that makes you remain an A or the lower student. Because for me, whoever come to me is a rizqi. They already have something. They already have an A. They already have the guts and beliefs. So it's only you, how you make it, how the process will involve, that will determine your action. You are the one who lowering your marks. Trust me, okay? It's not us, okay? It's not the lecturer. So please do give applause to your lecturers, okay? They see you as an A student, okay? But You are the one who lowering it. So same goes like a practitioner. Okay, we are already excellent, but how we deal with it is actually the attitude that we face it. Okay, so we are the biggest enemies to ourselves actually. So can't change others. The only person that we can change is ourselves. Okay, so understand this, all right? So if you understand about rezeki that Architect Farid shared just now, this is the thing that's happening. Be gratitude attitude, how you deal with it, embrace it, don't against the nature, okay, something like that. Okay, and then I think last but not least, okay, I would love to share this kind of ABC concept too. Okay, so ABC, the attitude, behavior, and the communication too. Okay, so again, I would love to to get awareness on terms of affirmation to achieve goals. Okay, consistently before you do communication. This is how you do it. And then be before we be means that we have to be prepared. Okay, before be success. Okay, be grateful, be a student. Okay, if you get C, challenge, catch up, face them, breakthrough. Okay, so it's okay, 没关系. Okay, 没关系 in Chinese, 没关系. Okay, so just catch up. It's okay, just live with it. Okay, success is actually what we become after we achieve what we desire in life. Okay, so success is about. It's not about the achievement. It's not for me. The part 3 examination is not something like a certificate. No, it's actually the things that happening after. Okay, if you want to be rich, you can just rob a bank, you'll be rich. But who you become after you rich is the most important. Okay, it's not about the certification. It's not about the things that you want to do, you pursue, but who you will become after you success is the most important. Means that if you have set this kind of end in mind goals in presentation and communication, people will remember you who you are. Okay, if you have success, what kind of success people are you? So this is the important thing that you have to set in your mind. Okay, so to achieve that is to trust the process. Okay, encountering multi failures. Trust me, I have also faced a lot of rejection. Rejection is the good of the sign of success. So being rejected by your lecturer is okay. Okay, okay, you just face it, right? Reject, do it again. Learn it. Okay, experience it. Experience the ups and downs in life. Experience the never stop learning attitude. Okay, never stop giving. Never stop sharing. Every day have to have 5 minutes sharing with other people. So it will elevate your skills and upgrading your skills. Okay, always get back to why we start. So again, I think in order to do this kind of communication, in order to get the community, become the tribe, so your own vibes, okay, build the trust, okay, walk the talk. Whatever I'm saying to you today is actually I walk the talk from my experience. I do it every day. It's a struggle, but actually we are struggling every day, okay, to be a human being. If you're doing things, it's so simple. You can just do, okay, finish, do finish. But as a human being, has to be something that you be someone. Okay, so this is the thing that I think you can reach me. I also have my Instagram, but not that active. Facebook also not active. Again, I'm saying to you guys, I'm active in Twitter and active in LinkedIn. So I think you can just reach me. So this is my face the challenge. Okay, and then thank you again. Just be the best version of yourself. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Architect Rushdina Ismail. Another interesting talk by our second speaker today. I think the talk is like a vaccine to the architecture students. Many important information that the students can actually digest. I'm attracted to the quote, architect is my attitude. One of the things that the students can take away from our speaker today is that attitude is very important in architectural journey. You got to have a mindset as an architect in order to be successful in your architectural journey. Set goals, solve problems one at a time, be disciplined, manage your time, and communicate well to sell your ideas. If you are tired, take a break, meditate, don't give up. And this is the quality that you guys can actually carry forward when you're working in the industry. So thank you once again to Architect Rushdina for the sharing. Now we have come to the Q&A session with the speakers, and I'm opening it now. Should you have any question, feel free to type in your question in the chat box section, and I will read each question depending on the time available. So I think we have one question, I think directed to Architect Farid. It's not really an architectural question, but there's a question from Adamu Musa Eya. Was the development of Petronas a government policy, or an economic approach to control fuel scarcity in Malaysia? Architect Farid, you might want to answer this question.
Well, I'm scrolling down the question. Oh, what was the development of Petronas a policy or an economic approach to control fuel scarcity in Malaysia? I think this is really diverse from from what we are. So I think the what do you call it? If we Petronas also actually one of our client. So I think if you talk about if you were to relate the fuel issue, I don't have answer for that. But if you talk about the innovation part of it, I think you will be surprised of how actually in terms of Petronas relating to the innovative architectural industry, there are actually still a lot of opportunity to explore. And I think being in the post-pandemic, I think I would advise, like the one that I showed earlier was the e-book and e-showroom. That is for Petronas housing, actually, staff housing. So I think they are the one that are insisting on having e-brochures and e-showroom. So if you talk about transformation into innovative economy, and I think by any means, I think the graduates, architectural graduates coming to this post-pandemic, I think you have a lot of opportunity. The only problem is I think the backbone of this platform is actually belongs to the architecture practice. So if we did not allow the younger graduates to actually show their talent and then cater that to our company, to the company, to the ACP, architectural consultancy practice, then there will be a roadblock. Unless the client asks for it, the ACP will scramble to do whatever the client wants. I think it should be the other way around now. I think the ACP principal, should listen to the graduate creativity and then insist that to your client. That's what I did. I actually, some we got paid, some we actually introduced for the next job, as our marketing. So I think that's if you relate to Petronas, I think that's my take on that.
Okay, thank you, Architect Farid, for the answer. We have another question for Architect Farid as well. Thank you for the fascinating presentation on technology. From your opinion and experience, how do you see metaverse technology will impact or will it jeopardize the immersive experience in terms of aesthetics on traditional heritage philosophy?
Okay, I think this one first and foremost, I really can we show the architect scale of minimum fee. I think this is if you are into practice, ACP, yeah. If you are crossing over, so this should be part of your journey from now on. I mean, for those who are actually now embarking in a career development, this is if you understand, this is the traditional. This has not changed for many years. You talk about 5 pillars in giving services, basic services to architecture industry by registered firm. So I think this is how much the value in terms of percentage of fee value to your services. So you talk about metaverse just now. It's actually eventually it is still belong to the 50% box. So how much you exploit it, you won't get paid extra than more than 15%. So if I were to answer that question, the metaverse, if you talk about metaverse looking from the perspective of nice drawing, nice design, the value is 15%. But if you look at the metaverse as solving the entire 100% practice, so how do you actually relate the 50% metaverse value into the balance of 85%? So that is what we are trying to break. So metaverse by by their capability. They are interactive. So when you say they are real interactive, they are real time, they are animated, they are actually for once they are actually putting the design into the hand of all stakeholders. Previously, like my professor was saying, architect always shop sendiri. We did not design for the client. So if the metaverse being interactive, being real time, so basically you can use metaverse to make the client can make decision based on the technology presented in the metaverse. So you talk about you can walk through anytime, not you alone, not architect. You're talking about all stakeholders. You're talking about end users. You're talking about clients. So they can choose and pick, like the one that we show. The material on the wall, they are actually interactive compared to your previous technology. These are actually more interactive. So you be able to use metaverse decision by other stakeholder, put that decision into your BIM, put your decision into your apps, then it will trigger down to the 30% to help you design your working drawings, to help you design your tender drawing, contract documentation. So actually, there is a possibility. We are actually, it is work in progress. We are actually trying to build on our own a third party that can assist the entire 5 pillar of practices. Because if not, this is always happened previously in the conventional practice. Slide number 26. This is what always happened in the previous technology. We explore SketchUp, we explore a lot of things. These are actually always, I have a funny client, they always send me this right after we got every job, they always send me this, So, I mean, as a reminder to our practice, make sure you see the end result to the first concept sketch and after discussion. So the question now is, with all this technology, metaverse, or whatever technology available now, innovative technology, the after construction should look like exactly the concept sketch. So I think hopefully we'll be able to reverse this drawing later. So I think to answer that question, that's it definitely will help in not to show nice photos, nice perspective, but it's actually to assist in the next level of services that are under our architect act, scale of minimum fee services. So I think if we think that way, if the student, the graduates are able to understand, the earlier the scale of minimum fee that I show, then I think you are one of the innovators or the supporters of innovators. Then you understand the difficulties, the challenges in the real practice.
Okay, thank you, Architect Farid. I think what Architect Farid have said pretty much answered the next question, which is how metaverse intervention in built environment and architecture could give benefit to all parties, and how the student can prepare themselves toward this new technology. Architect Farid?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the second one, I think similarly, I think it is an issue of isi dan kulit. Metaverse should not be just kulit. Metaverse is isi and kulit. So I think in English, maybe we say what? Fill in and the skin. Not only the skin, it should be, when you say skin, you will live in the 15% schematic design phases. But if you take it as a totality, it is 100% opportunity. Not many people realize. I mean, even in our office, we have a group just love the 15% services, the schematic design. Until today, I think she is 15 years old experience. She likes to do, when project management, she was scared. I mean, so I think the technology that are available is actually can complement all the way. It's just that we have to figure out how to actually glue all this technology. Unfortunately, when you are in school, you are actually spending a lot of time on the 15%. So when you cross over, that is where another value comes in. You will end up like a designer in my office, doesn't want to do anything else, just design, and then missing the opportunity of other element in the phases of architecture, architect act, scale of minimum fee.
Okay. Architect Farid, next question is pretty much related to what you have said earlier. Okay. How can students start to venture in metaverse industry? How to do that, as basically in architecture school, students are only trained to do design. So what is your advice and how do we go about it?
Okay, what do you call it? A lot of students actually who acquire this knowledge to us, they actually started in our office as a practical training student. So we do not ask them to anything else. We just throw them the new technology. Those photo that you see, the one that in the lake, that is actually completed yesterday by the practical training student. Who has no from UITM, unfortunately. No, I mean the what do you call it? So he comes in without the knowledge. We attach them to our metaverse, into our innovative section. So eventually he pick it up. So I think we what do you call it? We ask them not we ask them for once, stay away from the conventional. Just try this. If you're successful, then you get an additional knowledge when you come back to university. So for a graduate, I think the method that done in United States, are actually good. When you graduate, don't we expected graduates to find a job, makai gaji, job security. That doesn't happen anymore. This post pandemic, that luxury is gone already. So if you wait for the majikan, for the principal to offer this, you probably will never, because we are actually now consolidating all whatever means we have. So the US, when you graduate, a lot of us actually go for practical training. We call it internship. We offer, just like when a new technology comes in, they give you a sample. You try for 6 months. That's what we did in our technology. So we give to the client, we tested for 6 months, beta test. So then I think if they agree to it, only they subscribe to our technology. And the best thing about Giga is that you can actually acquire fee through a subscription, because you hold the cloud, is in your cloud. So if you want, you pay. But practicing, we do a lot of work. We never get paid. A lot of, at least for this one, we have a control because you subscribe to a technology. So I think for student, if you have, let's say, you have holidays, you have semester breaks, I think, like myself also, we work for free. I work for free for for a lot of established architects in the States, not because of the money, but because of the value that company offered. I just call my national student friend in Chicago, for example. I say, hey, 3 bulan, can I just lepak with you, because I need to do free. I want the knowledge, I don't want the money. So we bunk in, we stay together. So so if you chase for that, then later when you have that skill, you put it in your resume. I think life will be better after that. So that's my belief. But for us, apprenticeship or practical training is part of your academic. 3 months, 6 months, and then they do not do it for most of them. To be honest, most of them, the first thing they call our office is how much you pay for the practical training fee. Completely different from the old ways that we are doing. So so it's not knowledge. Now it's value. Now it's monetary return. So when they work, they don't even realize if the company offers certain value. They do not realize that value, if they absorb, actually it will be better future for them. So that's why most of the practical training who come, we actually at one time we take about 8 to 6 practical training students. We divide them into a different section of innovative digital. So I think most of them, when they finish, they presented. I have one very good one from UITM also. She made an apps for selecting material in Bangalore's project. So I think she developed the framework. I think we immediately tell them, when you finish, you come back here and you finish these apps. Work for us and finish this app. So Majikan also, I think principal, have to allocate certain, whenever we have fee, we allocate 20% of our fee. to this innovation. So without just like that practical training, we don't talk about fee first. We talk about mastering, acquire that value-added skill. Then we talk about money. So I hope that can inspire that question.
Okay, thank you very much, Architect Farid, for all the answers. I think we have two more questions directed to Architect Rushdina. Okay, first question to Architect Rushdina. Being an architect is very challenging for women to be in the industry. How is the acceptance of building industry in which the professional architects are mostly dominated by male? So what is your tips to be a successful woman architect?
Okay, I understand that question because I've been asking around too. Okay, back again to, you know, it's the things that you really need to listen to yourself. Okay, even though the environment is not really friendly with you. Okay, if you see like as a woman is something like, it's a lots of hindering, a lots of, things that you cannot do. It's only your thoughts. Okay, it's only your thoughts. Even though you've married, even though you have a kid, why can't you success? The tips is understand what you want. Remember my presentation just now? Understand back to basic what you really want. Even though I know there's a lots of incapability in my practice, especially to enter into this kind, the speed of men can do, okay, in terms of the women can do, it's okay. Um, because for me, okay, hold on, because for me, it's a really normal question, okay, especially to myself. That's the thing. If you really understand what you want, you can know what are the action you want to take. Okay. Again, I would love to remind, okay, even though you have 100% of thoughts, the 90% is belong to you. Digest only 1% from the 10% of what people talking, because the most important is you, unless their thoughts, they are paying you. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, I want money. Your thoughts give with the money. Okay, something like that. No, but it's something like as a woman, the things that only limiting yourself is you, isn't it? It's only you say that you cannot do that because you've been married. You cannot do this because I have a kid. We have 24 hours. We have a religion to obey to. So we managed. Okay. So I think the compartmentalize of priority. Okay. What the most priority in life will become your key to achieve to the next. Okay, if today is you say something like, I don't really as a student I don't really think that I become an architect in future, because you need to compete with all this kind of metaverse, these tools, this BIM, the Revit thingy. No, understand yourself first. What is your forte? What is your strength? Even though you are in a small community, okay, even though you are in a small tribe, okay, you only have a few people that you can talk with. Start with small things, okay. Even though there are lots of vibes saying that think big, think until pig can fly. It's okay, think it, but how you do it is start from the small things, small goals to achieve the biggest goal. Okay, because again, everything is a process, and to listen to whatever has been shared by us today as a panel today, okay, is actually a key for your future. There must be lots of points that we've been taken today to help to our future. So focus on it, because we are the one who only choose to what we want to listen to. Okay, because this is the gut. Okay, this is you follow it. That's why don't against whatever you like to listen to. Don't against to what you like to do. Okay, if you think that this way working for you, do it without thinking the 10% becoming the 9% of thought. Okay, that is my secret. I think hope it will be inspired.
Okay, thank you, Architect Rushdina. Last question. All right. Since you work and study at the same time, like you said during your study years in UTM, do you mind to share with us how you manage your schedule, your work, and your submission during that time?
Oh, okay. As far as I remember, okay, that time is kind of I don't like to say lots of negative words, but I would love to admit that a lots of lacking things that days, okay, in terms of reaching, transportation, searching for sources in terms of internet, etc. But I think that the most important is my desire. I want to learn. I want to learn something. So what I did was I collaborate with my senior. I remember that time she is in final year. She got a car. She drive every day to the university, and I ask, okay, this is the thing that you need to really understand yourself. You really need to understand what you want in your life. If you have brief in mind, you need to have the encourage to brief, to voice out what you want. Okay, it's something like if you ask, you will get. If you don't ask, of course you never get it. Okay, so at least if you ask, you will get at least 1%, maybe. Okay, the chances is there. So have this kind of encourage. So means that I managed to collaborate with the seniors to send me to the to the office, and then I collaborate with the boss. Because I'm a student, always he will understand. He won't pay me anyway. I just want to learn how to fold the drawings. I just want to learn what they are doing in their daily life. Okay, involved with this. Sometimes I become the in Malay we say sibuk to the boss. Okay, I want to involve with this meeting too. I just want to listen to what you are doing. Okay, just be silent. At least you're opening up the opportunity to yourself. That is the key. Not to wait the platform being given to you. Okay, this is the things that happening now. We are always waiting for something to reach us. Again, remember I said if you open up, if you give more, you will get more. So you open up the opportunity will come to you. Okay, you open up to opportunity because of desire. Okay, you really want to do it. 24 hours given to you is nothing. It's make one see lah. Okay, something like that. It's nothing because everyone receive the same 24 hours. But how you manage the 1 minute is the most important. Okay, so compartmentalize again. So again, you have 24 hours. Of course, you need 8 hours to sleep, but it's a dream for architecture students. Okay, maybe you can sleep only 1 or 2 to 3 hours. Actually enough. Okay, if you get the quality sleep, and then what to do for the next 21 hours? You have 21 hours, guys. So maybe you want to call your mom. Okay, 5 minutes. You want to do this. Maybe 10 minutes. It seems like cliche, but this is the things that when you do it continuously, it will become part of your subconscious action. You understand? Under the subconscious mind. This is what people are talking. Working under your subconscious mind. You will do it every day without you notice it. So from this morning to this evening, you need to do this. Automatically, you will go to the bath. Automatically, you will brush your teeth. Automatically, you open the book to read at that moment. Automatically, you go for Salat Duha or something like that. Automatically, you go for the works. And automatically, maximum 3 hours, you can finish your works. Tell me lah, if you go 4 hours, you'll be fatigued already. Okay, you cannot focus your design already. So what's going to happen after the 5 minutes of 3 hours? Googling things. Or maybe you need to limit yourself 1 hour for, chit-chatting with friends in Facebook, Instagram, okay, TikToking, do something. Manage your own time because you are the leader as your time. So I have this, Alhamdulillah, okay, gratefully, I have this attitude before because the desire to learn because that time I hate when I feel I'm lefting out. Okay, I don't know lots of things because I didn't grow up in a in that kind of environment that others people have. Okay, that the designer is their lifestyle. No, I don't grown up in that kind of family. Okay, so it's kind of challenge. So means that even though it is a challenge, know how to take this challenge as your opportunity. Same goes with the studies, right? You do the analysis whatsoever. The students always take lack of this lack of green, lack of that. But how about the opportunity? So if you open up to more positive words in your life, you can achieve a lot of things in 24 hours. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Rushdina, for the answer. And I think that's all the questions that we have today. And I'm closing the Q&A session. I think we have already over the time given. So thank you all for your questions. Now I would like to ask all of the attendees, since we are at the end of our session today. So I would like to ask all of the attendees to open your cameras, as I would like to take a screenshot of our photo for our session today to commemorate the Internet Upskilling Professional Graduates. Please open up your cameras. The students from all over the world. I need to take a screenshot. Thank you. Okay, I'm still waiting for audience to open up cameras. And I'm going to take a screenshot in about a moment. Okay, I'm taking it now. Okay, please smile. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, done. Thank you very much. So basically we have come to the end of the session, and I would like to say thank you again to Architect Ahmad Farid, Abdul Ghaffar, and Architect Rushdina binti Ismail for being our guest speaker today to share their valuable knowledge and wisdom to all of us. And thank you also to the audience. It was a pleasure to have you all with us. So this concludes the international program for upskilling professional graduates. Should you have any further question to our speakers today, you can email them, or you can direct to them through social media. I think we are in the digital age nowadays. I think Architect Farid are well versed in this, so you can direct your question to our speakers today. All right. So thank you all for attending. I hope you have a good day, and goodbye for now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good lunch. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Architect Farid, Architect Rashidina. Hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi.
warahmatullah.
Thank you.